Hey guys, welcome back. Spokesman here. And because of a few good friends of mine, Jimmy Classy and White Girls Asian Please and Mega DVD Collector, I decided I'd make a wrestling video on the WWE and talk about my top 5 favorite matches from probably like the last 2 decades, the 90s and the 2000s. And for the most part, these matches are in the 2000s. So I'll just get into it. Top 5 matches, and most of these are from Smackdown versus Raw, or Smackdown or Raw, I should say. So 5th match, and there's a couple matches from this guy, just because I'm a big fan of the Hardy Boys, and it is Jeff Hardy versus Triple H for the Intercontinental Championship in SmackDown. It was on SmackDown. I think it was back in the early 2000s. I couldn't get a date on this one. But basically the premise is Triple H is the Intercontinental Champion at the time, and he's working to become the WWE Champion, so they're switching him they're pushing him forward onto being the top of the business. And Jeff Hardy is making up-and-comer, and his first real title chance. And excellent match, good match all around. Triple H dominates mostly, and in the end, I got a link below. In the end, Jeff Hardy gets some help from his brother Matt to obtain the Intercontinental Championship, which was a big upset for the time. Amazing match. I'm a big fan of the upsets, especially on Raw and SmackDown, because the crowd just goes crazy. And yeah, the video's down below, link for the end of that match, so you can check that out. I really enjoy it. Number 4 is going to be another Jeff Hardy match, which was probably my favorite Jeff Hardy match I've ever seen. And it is a ladder match for the Undisputed WWE title back on 2002 on Raw. And basically the week before, Jeff Hardy challenged The Undertaker, who was the badass at the time, riding on his motorcycle. He challenged Undertaker to a match, singles match for the title. And of course, that match happened, and Undertaker dominated, destroyed poor Jeff Hardy. He didn't have a chance, and he won. So after the match, Jeff Hardy said, "Next week, I challenge you to a match in my background, which is ladders, tables, ladders, and chairs." And Undertaker agreed. So the week after came quite possibly my favorite match of Raw I've ever seen. It was Jeff Hardy versus Undertaker in a ladder match for the WWE title, Undisputed, and it was just absolutely amazing. Jeff Hardy really, he put on a really good show, taking out the Undertaker with the chair shots and the high-flying moves and using the ladder. It was an excellent match, and I knew Jeff Hardy wasn't going to win, just from the premise and how there was more of a story with Undertaker and like Kurt Angle and Stone Cold, The Rock and stuff. So I knew Jeff Hardy wasn't going to win, but the match was simply amazing. And they made it seem like Jeff Hardy was actually going to take it a couple times. He came really close. Crowd went crazy, but in the end, Undertaker won, which was all right with me. I was happy to see a really good match, but what really made it enjoyable was Undertaker came back in, or after Undertaker won, Jeff Hardy got up, and Undertaker gave him the last ride to put him out of his misery. And when he left, Jeff Hardy got up again, and was like trash talking Taker with the mic, saying that you never beat me. And Taker came back and he was going to give it to him again, but instead he raised Jeff Hardy's hand in victory, which was awesome. And you gotta realize that Undertaker, he was a heel, pretty much, so no one liked him. So for him to come back and raise Jeff Hardy's hand, the crowd went crazy. It was just absolute. So guys, match 3 is RVD versus John Cena at ECW's One Night Stand when they turned it to the WWE. And this shocked the hell out of me. John Cena is on top of his game. This guy couldn't lose. Every time he had a battle, every time he had a championship defense title, he won. He just couldn't be beaten. The guy was on top of his game. He was a fan favorite. And he walked into ECW One Night Stand, and the crowd just booed the hell out of him. I could not believe the reaction that he got. I knew a lot of people didn't like Cena, like myself. I couldn't wait for him to lose. And the crowd just booed the hell out of him. It was a hardcore match, Extreme Rules, so anything went. And RVD and John Cena, they really put on a good show. And there's a joke that John Cena only does 2 or 3 moves. That's all he got. So halfway through the match, when he started doing his 2 or 3 moves, which led into the 5-knuckle shuffle bullshit, the crowd started cheering same old shit, which I thought was hilarious. The crowd got right onto him. And anyway, he basically had RVD on the ropes, was going to beat him. Referee was knocked out, and Edge came in to interfere, and he speared John Cena, which the referee wasn't out, but he came in, speared John Cena, and took out the ref at the same time. So Cena was out with the spear. Edge left the ring. RVD was just getting up at this time. Got on the top ropes, did the 5-star frog splash. Like the place just goes up. As I say, the link below. You gotta check this out. The place just went crazy, and the ref was out. So RVD pinned John Cena, but the ref was out. And then Paul Heyman came in, who was like the general manager of ECW, and he did the 3 count. And it was just I couldn't believe it that the RVD won. I had to go out and buy this DVD because I was like, I gotta have something on film that shows John Cena losing, because it was unbelievable at the time. Match number 2 is Shelton Benjamin versus Triple H, which was back on Raw of 2004. Now Shelton Benjamin was a fairly newcomer. He had different theme music. He was kind of getting into his game. I think this was just as he broke off from his tag team. Him and I can't remember the guy's name, but 2 of them were working with Kurt Angle at the time. So they broke apart, and Shelton was on his own. He was in singles competition, and I remember this clearly because I couldn't find the video, but I remember vividly that he went to the general manager at the time, and I can't remember who that was. I'm thinking Eric Bischoff, but he went to the general manager and he asked for a big match or a main event match, and the GM said no. But then Stone Cold came and said, you're not going to get a match by asking the GM. You got to ask the person you want to challenge. He goes, you got to face someone good. And as he's saying that, Triple H came in. And he said, well, here you go, challenge Triple H. And he's like, well, I can't challenge Triple H. He goes, I'll get destroyed. And he's like, and then, Austin gave him that whole rant to being a pussy and stuff. So Shelton's like, alright. So he challenges Triple H there. Triple H is like shocked at the challenge. He's like, yeah, whatever, I'm going to take you on. So this match was crazy. Excellent reversals, excellent kickouts. It was a great match overall to watch. And Ric Flair came out for Triple H on to support him, and then Chris Benoit came out, and we all know what happened to Chris Benoit. He died recently, a few years back. But Chris Benoit came out to help Shelton Benjamin. So the match is back and forth, kickouts, and it was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. And referee's distracted, and Ric Flair interferes and hits Shelton Benjamin to help Triple H. And then at the same time, Chris Benoit comes around and tries to get Ric Flair out of it. So, he's coming towards Ric Flair, and Ric Flair's like running away. So as this is happening, Triple H looks out and sees Benoit going at Ric Flair and starts pointing at him and trash talking Benoit. And while he got his back turned, Shelton Benjamin comes for the big splash and the roll up to the 3 count, and it was the most epic roll up to the 3 count because the big splash in the corner and Triple H is dazed, and then he goes for the schoolboy roll up for the 3 count, and it was just, it made my night watching that. That was a great match overall. So I got the part 3 down below. Check that out. It is well worth watching. It was an awesome match. If you want to watch the whole thing, you can find it, but I just got the ending of it, and it was awesome to see Shelton Benjamin win. And the crowd reaction, the crowd was crazy. Shelton Benjamin went crazy. I think he couldn't believe that he had the opportunity to beat Triple H in a singles match, so that was great. So guys, last but not least, number 1, and this goes back to the WWF, WCW type thing. There's an alliance on the go, and which is funny because Stone Cold became a heel, and he led the alliance, who was Booker T and a lot of WCW guys at the time that were crossing over, and it was just everyone versus the Alliance versus the WWF, basically. And leader of the WWF, which he never really was pronounced as leader, but it was Kurt Angle. And Kurt Angle had a little feud on the go with Booker T, who brought over his WCW title from WCW, which was pretty big at the time. And so Booker T is WCW champion, and on Smackdown back in 2001, Angle went against Booker T on Smackdown. It was I think it was Thursday Night Smackdown at the time, and it was for the WCW title. And I'm watching this and I'm thinking, well, there's absolutely no way Kurt Angle's winning this match, because the story doesn't really allow it, and the way it's it's SmackDown, not SmackDown on Raw, not a pay-per-view. I was just like, this is just going to be stupid. First thing I said, I was like, someone's going to interfere. Chances are it's going to be Austin. He's going to stunner Kurt Angle. You know, Booker T is going to give him the old scissor kick or whatever the hell he does, and that's going to be it. You know, and the crowd's going to be like, boo, and all this bullshit. But anyway, the match is excellent. Really good match. Not that long, but it's a good match nonetheless. And Booker T gets a couple moves off an Angle. Angle kicks out. Angle gets a couple moves on Booker T. Booker T kicks out. So everything's going good. And then near the end of it, Booker T went for the jump kick, and Kurt Angle ducked, and which led into hitting the referee, knocking him out. And I was like, well, here we go. The referee's out. So sure enough, after that, Angle gave, I think, Booker T the Angle slam. So both of them are out, and in comes Stone Cold Steve Austin. So I was like, oh, here we go. So Stone Cold comes in, stunners Angle, and gets Booker T back up and says, here you go, I just beat him for you, pin him, end the night. So Stone Cold's leaving, Booker T gets up, and instead of going for the pin, he does this spinneroonie and, taunts the crowd. And when he goes to Angle is like playing possum. And when he goes over to Angle reverses him right down to the ankle lock. And got him strapped in, and he wasn't near the ropes. Got him in the ankle lock. Booker T is like, ready to tap, and nowhere to go. And the referee, still looking around. I didn't know, so I was like, well, the referee's still out. This sucks. And all of a sudden, you see the ref turn around and look over and see Booker T, and Booker T starts to tap. I was like, oh my god. And then the ref rings for the bell, and I was like, holy shit, I can't believe Kurt Angle just defeated Booker T for the WCW title. It just blew my mind how the story would allow it. It completely reversed it. And, stuff like that don't happen these days in WWE. It's so predictable. But I was so excited to see that. It was Thursday Night Smackdown. I was like, oh my god, this could be the changing point, the whole story of the Alliance. But Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days, Kurt Angle was champion. And Monday night, Stone Cold reinforced a rematch with Booker T against Kurt Angle for the title. And, of course, the same thing happened. Referee got knocked out. And Stone Cold just, stunnered beat him with a chair, stunnered on everything happened to Kurt Angle. Made sure he lost the title. So, I knew something was going to happen. I was like, this didn't make sense for Kurt Angle to win the title, but for those couple of days when I saw it, like Friday and Saturday, talking to my friends, I was like, holy shit, did you see Smackdown where Angle won the title? It just blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. I was so excited to see it. It was great stuff. So guys, that's my top 5 matches. I hope you enjoyed. I know not all of you are into WWE or wrestling, but a few of us have been talking back and forth, and I know Tyler, Mega DVD Collector, he's going to make a top 5 match or top 10 of his favorite matches as well, so look forward to seeing that too. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Spokesman out.